The following segment is sponsored by Gilman and Bedigian.
7:45 on this Monday morning, and Baltimore City delegates recently introduced the Strengthening Renters Safety Act. That's a bill protecting renters from landlords who refuse to provide safe, habitable housing. But could the bill also cause more frustration than good? Joining us now with the legal ramifications, attorney Charles Gilman with Gilman and Bedigian. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning, Tom.
Hey, this looks like it's a good idea. You know, you have renters that say, I haven't had heat in months, or this is broken, landlords aren't fixing it, I need to come up with a better solution. They're saying, okay, fine, here's a bill, but you have to now, as landlords, have to use city inspectors, not private inspectors, to say that this building or whatever you're renting out is habitable. There's a lot of areas here where, I guess, gray areas on how you define some of the terms in this bill.
Well, Tom, that's the issue with any bill. And I read the bill, and you're right. There's a lot of reasonable timelines placed on it and placed in it. I think that's going to cause some problems and some confusion. But I do give the city credit for this bill in that I do believe it's going to make or help the renters that can't normally afford a lawyer. It's going to make things easier for them. It'll be a bumpy road at first while everybody defines reasonable, or maybe while the legislator goes back and recrafts the statute with a little more specificity. But the beauty of it right now is they have to send a written notice which is spelled out. And if they do so, then they can go down to the district court themselves without a lawyer and open a rent escrow account. And my personal belief is that in and of itself, knowing that the landlord's not going to be getting the monthly rent because the court is probably going to speed the landlord up. And it's going to have the same effect. I know, look, anytime you get the government involved in certain private things, things slow down. But if you have a landlord sitting there waiting for rent payment that they know is available, it's just in a rent escrow account, they and the tenant both have something in common. They want the city inspector out there.
A little more skin in the game. A lot of people are saying, okay, that's fine, but going back to the city inspectors, the city needs to hire a lot more inspectors, because you can remain anonymous and still say, hey, I want my dwelling inspected without telling the landlord too. That's also a part in here.
Correct. I agree with you. Like any legislation, when you craft legislation that requires the government to do anything or something, you're going to need to have more employees to enforce it. So I agree with you 100%. There's going to be some ups and downs, and I focused more on the loss of heat, loss of water problems than the minor problems that people might call for an anonymous inspection on. I think overall, for the life and health safety issues, this bill is good. Maybe for the minor issues, maybe not so much.
Charles, what about there's a lot, I guess, focus on the renter themselves. What about the landlords? Do they have any legal recourse here?
I suspect they'll challenge the bill at some point when the right case comes along. But I think this bill is designed at the worst of the worst landlords, like the bad apples, so to speak, not every single landlord.
Yeah, kind of going after what they call the slumlords of this, or somebody that's not responding at all. Charles Gilman, always great to get your expertise with Gilman and Bedigian. We thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Have a great day.
You too.